Welcome to Let's Talk Fashion, powered by Bangalore Fashion Week. I'm here with designer Devi Muthukumar, who's just showcased her collection Ravikai at the 22nd edition of Bangalore Fashion Week. How are you feeling today?
It's a pleasure being here at the Bangalore Fashion Week, and it's my second time here.
Great, that's really good to hear. So, what was your inspiration behind the collection, and what does Ravikai mean?
Ravikai is all about blouses. It's
Okay.
like in Tamil we call it Ravikai when it comes to women's blouses. And initially I'd been into the industry last 15 years
Oh, wow.
where I'd been working on blouses, and now I wanted to come up with my own label, and I started with Bangalore Fashion Week last year.
Very nice. So, tell me a little about your journey as a designer. Like, what inspired you to start in the
Okay.
first place?
So I started basically as a home-based boutique,
Okay.
wherein then got shifted to a full-time store.
Very nice.
And I wasn't like really happy just making a store because something amiss was missing. And then I wanted to come up with a customization-based unit,
Okay.
which was not prominent then as like the last 5 years. When I started in 2006, there were only a small little stores, especially what you call a tailoring unit. But I wanted to come with a perfect bespoke outfit and a unit, and I started.
Okay.
And it was right a click on the bridal blouses and the contemporary blouses that I do.
So, you mentioned that you started as a home-based boutique, and I know there are a lot of women who are sort of wanting to be entrepreneurs, and this is one of the options that they're looking at. What were some of the obstacles that you faced starting out that way?
Okay. So, to be honest, the first thing I faced was like being from a small city. It took a lot of time to grab when it came to my own label.
Okay.
So mostly when we speak about designers, most of them tend to ask us whether, like even since I'm from South, they tend to ask whether I'm from Chennai or Bangalore or Hyderabad.
Okay.
So this is a small hitch which we generally face because it's not that you can't find a designer from a small Thai city as well.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's really great that you're a beautiful representative of your city
Thank
because
you.
you've got beautiful garments in your collection. And so, over a 15-year tenure in the industry, what was the favorite thing that you've launched? Favorite collection or favorite outfit even?
I would say saris.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very nice. Where do you see yourself evolving in future as a designer?
Mostly into the ethnic fusion wear,
Okay.
wherein I could make them wearable because I believe that sustainability is more about wearability.
Nice. Okay, so can you elaborate a little bit on that? Because the sustainability movement right now is more about, okay, organic cotton and just like fast fashion is
It is, but then
integrating things
the
like
other
that.
part of the fashion, it's all about wearability because it's not just about the ramp. It should be like wearable. The most importantly, whether you're thick or thin, fat or whatever it is, and whether you're dusky or fair, it's all what you think about, and you should be able to contemplate with yourself and the garment.
That's true. You should be able to express yourself freely with whatever it is
True,
that you're
true.
wearing. That's nice. Have you ever hit a roadblock when it comes to inspiration? Just sat down one day and just been like, what do I do next?
Of course, yes.
Yes?
Because
How have you overcome that?
see, for me, it's like creating something is like from your mind and your mood. Mood, of course, plays a vital role because sometimes when we start a sari or a blouse, we even take 4 or 5 days because we don't finally come up with one particular design that is convincing. And most of my designs don't carry motifs.
Okay.
So I try to manipulate them with geometrical elements and
Very nice.
colors, and mostly we try contemplating embellishments in different forms.
Very cool.
Maybe like some jewelry beads, something like the Korean crystals.
And all of these are done by hand?
Of course, yes.
Wow.
We concentrate on one thing that we never do machine embroideries other
Okay.
than for the sewing part.
Okay. Because
So this is what all Ravikai is about.
very nice, because I've noticed a lot of outfits that are coming out, the more commercialized designs, they all have machine embroidery. And some part of me in the back of my mind was thinking hand embroidery is beautiful, but I think it's a dying art. I wish more designers were reviving it, and it's great
Sure.
that you are. So, how do you come up with, because I'm assuming hand embroidery is obviously more difficult than just putting a design into a machine.
Okay.
How long would it take for you to finish a blouse, let's say?
We can start it with a day's time, and at times the maximum that we've done is 40 days on a blouse.
Ooh, that must have been amazing.
Yeah. And
What was the detailing that went into that one?
Must be some kind of nunatic embellishments that we use.
Okay.
The miniature forms.
Wow, very nice. Do you have any advice for, let's say, other homemakers or anybody out there that's
Okay.
just waiting to take that leap of faith that just needs that little bit of encouragement?
Okay. Of late, I would say fashion is just not an industry where you can, make it a monetizing part, and it's more about passion.
That's true. That's true. If
So-
you love what you're doing, it doesn't feel like work
Exactly.
anymore.
And as a designer, I would say it works on the moods. To be more creative, be more creative and passionate, and then you can monetize anything and everything.
That's great. Thank you so much for joining
It's a
me today.
pleasure.
This is Deeksha signing off. I'll see you the next time, and let's talk fashion.